World War II was a war filled with brilliant commanders, but it also had some of the worst generals whose mistakes changed the direction of the war. In this video, we look at the worst generals of World War II and exactly why they failed. Arthur Percival is often called the man who lost Singapore. Even though he had more soldiers than Japan, he believed Japan would never attack through the jungle. Because of this overconfidence, defenses were weak on that side. But Japan attacked exactly from the jungle route and quickly surrounded the British position. Percival had no backup plan, no strong defenses, and no idea how fast Japan would move. In the end, he surrendered 80,000 troops, which became one of the biggest surrenders in British history. His failure came from poor judgment, weak preparation, and ignoring obvious threats. Hideki Tojo, the Japanese military leader and prime minister, made some of the worst strategic decisions of the war. He believed Japan could fight and win a long war against the United States. But Japan did not have enough oil, fuel, or industrial power. Tojo approved too many attacks too quickly, thinking Japan could keep expanding forever. After Pearl Harbor, he expected America to give up, but America became stronger and produced huge amounts of weapons. Tojo's overconfidence and miscalculations pushed Japan toward defeat very early in the war. Friedrich Paulus, the German commander at Stalingrad, made a fatal mistake by obeying Hitler blindly. When his army was surrounded and running out of food, ammunition, and medical supplies, Paulus still refused to retreat because Hitler ordered him to stay. His soldiers were freezing, starving, and dying. But Paulus would not make his own decision. Around 300,000 German soldiers were trapped, and Stalingrad became one of Germany's biggest disasters. Paulus finally surrendered, becoming the first German field marshal to ever do so. His failure came from a lack of independence and being afraid to go against Hitler. Rodion Malinowski, a Soviet commander, had successes but also serious failures. In several operations, he rushed his troops forward without basic winter gear, food, or proper supplies. Thousands of soldiers suffered frostbite before even reaching the battle. Trucks got stuck in snow, supplies never arrived, and soldiers went hungry. His poor planning and weak logistics caused heavy losses and slowed Soviet attacks at critical moments. Graziani, Italy's most famous general in North Africa, is often called one of the worst generals of World War II. He attacked without proper planning. His tanks were outdated, his soldiers were not trained for desert warfare, and he had no strong strategy. When the British counterattacked, his army collapsed quickly, and Italy lost huge territories. His leadership showed fear, confusion, and a complete lack of preparation. These generals failed not because they were evil, but because they made bad decisions, ignored warnings, refused to adapt, or were overconfident in their abilities. In a war as massive as World War II, even one wrong decision could cost thousands of lives. Tell me in the comments, which general do you think was the worst? And should I make a part 2?